here will be Lucas's coach, Mr. Jay Gray. Right here will be Lucas Browne, the former WPBA heavyweight champion of the world. Mal Cioce, tonight's promoter, Raylene Cioce, Junior Pati, and at the end we have Pat Leonard, who is the NZPBA president, but he's acting upon the WBC Pan Asian Boxing Council for this fight tomorrow night. The main event is for the WBC Asia Heavyweight Silver title belt. So it's a pretty big deal. Now, Multi-Trade Promotions, we've done 8 of these shows, ladies and gentlemen, but none as big as this one. Not only do we have Lucas here today for the first time ever in New Zealand, we're going to ask him about what he thinks about it. Don't mention the weather. But it's really a coup to have somebody with his stature come over here and fight one of our fighters. And I've worked for all the promoters far and wide, and it's the first time this has happened, so I'm really excited about this prospect. And if you look at the card, the whole card, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be banging. So these guys have really done a hell of a job putting together a fight card, which is just going to be second to none on Saturday night. Now, you can still get tickets on www.eventbrite.co.nz. We'd like to thank Counterpunch, Fitness Plus, Future Kings, Marika's Designs, and of course, Multi-Trade Promotions here. We're going to ask these guys a few questions as I kind of pop around a little bit here because we only have one microphone. We're going to start off with Mr. Jay Gray, the coach here. Round of applause for Jay. These guys came all the way from Perth, Australia to be here. Now, Jay, thoughts on New Zealand coming here? I know, you know, the weather's not the greatest or whatnot, but I know it's Lucas's first time here. What are your thoughts of Auckland and your surroundings in the last 24 hours?
Yeah, look, it's a beautiful place. It's a place I've wanted to visit for a very long time. We arrived, I stuck my running shoes on, went for a 45-minute run straight off the bat. Looked around and yeah, the clean air, the greenery, it's really looking forward to spending more time here.
Okay, now quick question, how has Lucas's camp been going? We know that you guys have been on the upper tier of boxing on the world scene. Is there a small part of you, or you think maybe a small part of Lucas that might oversee this fight and kind of underestimate his opponent on Saturday night?
No, I don't think you, we don't overestimate any opponent, or sorry, underestimate any opponent. Lucas has been with me for about 8 months, and I have an extreme case of OCD, so I make sure every box is ticked leading into any fight. We've spent the last 2 weeks in Thailand in extreme conditions, training 6 to 7 hours a day, and there's been no stone unturned no matter who's standing in front of him on Saturday night. Whether it's Junior Party or anybody else, Lucas is here to do a job, and he's going to do it well.
Now, what is your foray as a coach? Is it conditioning? Is it boxing skills? What do people look at Jay Gray and say, yeah, he's known for this? Yeah,
I've been in Muay Thai and boxing, strength and conditioning for about 20 years, and my main focus is breaking down people's barriers and challenging them from a mental resiliency point of view, and making sure they put forward the best version of themselves no matter what they're doing. So we've hit everything, you know, head movement, footwork, counter-attack, skill, conditioning, resiliency, everything's been hit on this camp.
Fantastic, Jay. We really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jay Gray. Lucas Big Daddy Browne, here we are. Facebook buddies for years, but now we actually meet face to face. This is fantastic. Thoughts on New Zealand? First time here, you're coming from Perth, Australia, six and a half hour flight. You landed in Auckland. What are your thoughts?
Weather's great. No, honestly, it's not too much unlike home. Basically, I've grown up in Western Sydney with a lot of Islander boys anyway. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like a second home, which is good. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Everyone drives on the right side of the road, all that sort of thing. So for me, as Jay said, it was very green as well, which is very nice. So everyone's been very hospitable. Everyone's said hello, handshakes, all that sort of stuff. So I'm very happy with it.
And you've had a good camp, and you did well in, with the conditions over in Thailand.
I didn't like Thailand. It was too hot. So I've come from basically doing 2 sessions a day in Perth to we're doing 3 sessions a day in Thailand. And anyone who's been there, it's obviously very thick, the air, very hot. You sweat just putting your shoes on, sort of thing. So let alone going up big border runs and all that sort of stuff. So we really have pushed the envelope with this, and I think it's paying dividends now.
Now, any approximation on your weight on Saturday night, what you're looking to get for your target weight?
I've been asked a lot. It's not so much about weight, it's about the actual condition that I'm in. So for the Dylan White fight, I was 119, but I wasn't in any condition that I should have been in. The Julius Long fight, I was 116, so it was only 3 kilos difference, but I was just in better condition. Right. Now this time, I think I might be a kilo or 2 under again, but just in better condition again.
And my last question for you, Lucas, I know you got a lot on your mind, but you've been on the top tier of boxing for the last few years now on the world stage. You come over to little old New Zealand and you're taking on Junior Pati, maybe somebody you don't know a lot about. Is there a small part of you that just kind of wants to look over this fight and get to your next one and get back up toward the top tier of the heavyweight division?
2 points on that. Number one, you never, especially heavyweight division, you never overlook anyone because one punch can change everything. So I never do that. You could sort of put yourself in the wrong position, get caught, and game over. So no, from that point. But it's also for a WBC title, so it's a legit fight. It's for something that means something and will progress both of us, whoever wins, sort of thing. So for me, this is a very important fight, no matter how you look at it, and will set up things for the future.
Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen, Big Daddy Lucas Browne.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Mel. How's it going? Hey, you knocked this one out of the park here. You brought over Lucas Browne, former WBA heavyweight champion of the world. No other promotion in New Zealand has done that. I mean, tell us a little bit of behind the scenes, how you and Raylene started thinking about it and how did it materialize?
Where to start? Okay, we've got a few guys in the background, and we didn't do it alone. I love to be the Lone Ranger, but I'm not the Lone Ranger. But the effort to get this going has been a tremendous effort, and it's nights, dedication, and continuous work progressively.
Okay, now how are ticket sales going? And once again, where can people get tickets if they want to come to the show Saturday night? Where is it?
Ticket sales are okay at the moment, but we like to ask all the fighters and the support from the community to support us in that ticket sales talks, and because Lucas is here, it's a tremendous show to watch, and as you'll see on Saturday night, and
also on www.eventbrite, you can also get tickets on that.
Yeah.
Are you nervous tomorrow night? This is obviously one of your biggest shows ever. I mean, what does a promoter think a day before his biggest promotion ever? What's going through his mind?
Just meeting the expectations and trying to do what a lot of promoters do, is put a lot of dedication, a lot of effort, and just work around the anything that breaks down in there. But with doing a show that is big, we need a good team, and we've been working progressively. It's not been easy. It's been up and down, and but it's come to the stage now. We're really happy that it's at this stage at the moment.
Now, do you think your mom will ever leave Lucas Browne alone?
So what's it?
Do you think your mom will ever leave Lucas Browne alone? Your mom's been bugging him all day long.
Well, I consider my mum being his mum, and I love mum. If you want to smack Lucas, you smack him. And I can tell you, I know a lot of boys out there. We can be the biggest, but when I chuck my chest out and think I'm the man, but when my mum comes, oh, my chest goes down. So
you're not the only one, brother. Thank you, Mel. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mel. One hell of a promoter putting on a big show on Saturday. Junior Pati. I saw you, young man, I'm going to say a month and a half ago at Fists of Fury. You were 130 kgs. What are you down to now, sir?
108.
108. That is a lot of weight that you have lost. That's fantastic. How long has your camp been going on for? And just tell us, what are your thoughts about having to face Big Daddy over there?
The camp started 8 weeks ago, so I was really good. Thank you to the brother disciples and all the teams for helping me out through this training camp, and yeah.
What are your thoughts on fighting Lucas Browne? We've all seen him on TV. We've seen him on the big stage. and now all of a sudden you're going to be on the big stage with him. What goes through your mind thinking that, hey, I'm going to be in the ring Saturday night with the former WPBA champion of the world? What does that make you feel like?
Ups to the brother for giving me this opportunity, and yeah. Well, we're all here for every fighter in New Zealand here. We want to go up there. We don't want to fight each other, so we all want to go out there and try to get those big guns, so why not? So it's best to move forward and try to get those rankings before we start getting old mans.
Fair enough. One last question for you now. How has your camp been going? What have you been pinpointing yourself on with your camp? Have you been working on conditioning? Have you been working on speed? What have you been really kind of, in your wheelhouse for this camp?
I'll just say a little bit because he can hear me, because I don't want him to hear everything. Sorry, bro. Yeah, we're just working on speed, more about speed, and a lot of head movement. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Junior. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pitbull, Junior Pati. Raylene's sitting up here mostly to fill up the seats. But I told her, if you're going to sit up here in the big stage, we're going to have to ask you a question. Raylene, you're working with Mal on this whole thing. You are definitely the brains of the operation and potentially the looks as well. So let's ask you, what have things been like behind the scenes trying to get this whole thing organized to get, somebody with a name like Lucas Browne over here fighting on Kiwi soil?
Oh wow, it's been quite an interesting journey. The people we've met. Also, great help from the fighters themselves, their clubs, their coaches, managers that back them. I mean, we'd like to take full glory like my husband Mal said, but really, we all did it really, didn't we? Everyone that is here tonight, it's all done by all of us. So, yeah, so it's been quite interesting. A lot of stress points, but I just praise God we got through it. Must give glory to God for, most of all. Yeah, that's about it. Just thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Raylene. Very good. Raylene! Silence, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, the gentleman who has been working for New Zealand boxing for 52 years, ladies and gentlemen. He's been part of the NZPBA. He is an icon in New Zealand boxing. Sir Pat Leonard is here with us today, ladies and gentlemen. He is the supervisor for the WBC Pan-Asia Pacific Boxing Council. Now, can you tell us what that means in terms of the belt and what's your role on the night?
Well, when Mal first told me that this belt was coming up, well, I couldn't believe it. I thought, well. And now it's culminated to such a time now, and I walked in tonight and shook the hands of the former WBA World Heavyweight Champion. That is something. And to see that Mal and Raylan have brought this up, and to give Junior an opportunity that he probably only would have dreamed of, now he can live it. And ladies and gentlemen, believe me, I think when you go out, tell the people, get them there Saturday night and support these people and support the whole works. We at the NZPBA, we've been delegated and we're acting on behalf of the WBC Pan-Asian Boxing Council. And I'd like to say publicly and appreciate and grateful to the Pan-Asian Boxing Council for making this effort and allowing us to act on their behalf. And I can only wish both boxers all the very best and all the best for a fantastic contest on Saturday night.
Thanks, Pat. You're going to put me in a job. Pat Leonard, ladies and gentlemen. All right, why don't we get the two fighters for the showdown? Up here now, gentlemen. We'll get you guys to face off up here. Pat, we'll get you up here as well, so I'm standing behind them. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening on Saturday Night Multi-Trade Promotions. 8 3-minute rounds of professional championship heavyweight boxing. It is for the WBC Asia Heavyweight Silver title belt. Face forward, gentlemen. All right, now face forward, please.
Boys.
All right, good people. Round of applause for our two fighters here. What do you say? Good stuff.